Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So tonight I'm going to the press night of INNIT the Musical at the Lowry. It's on in their Quays theatre. I'm sat in the stalls on row D. I think I'm on seat 15 and 16. Don't know too much about this musical, so it's going to be a really interesting night. I don't think there's going to be any merch or anything for it. It's only a small show. But I'll show you my view from my seat, show you a bit around the theatre, hopefully record the curtain call for you, and obviously review the show once I get home as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little theatre vlog. So I just arrived at the Lowry. Seats just across the water there. So I'm going to cross over the bridge now, head in and collect my programme, find my seat. And yeah, looking forward to find out what this show is about. So the show is on in the Quays Theatre, which is the theatre just here. It doesn't look too busy at the moment, so got plenty of time. It's only 7, doesn't start till 7:30, but I'm going to head in now. Okay, so I've now actually arrived. I'm just outside the Lowry here. It's very busy because everyone's talking about Jamie is also on tonight, so it's very, very busy tonight. So yeah, there's a lot of people, it's very crowded. But I'm going to head in and head over to the Quays Theatre, which is just around the corner. Okay, it's now 6:05. There's all the Jamie merch over there. I'll look at that properly when I come on Sunday. We're coming to the matinee on Sunday, so I think it's probably going to be quieter down at the Quays Theatre. So let's head down there. I'm not very good in big crowds. Let's head down here. I've just remembered I'm supposed to go and pick up my programme from the box office, so I need to go and head back and pick up my programme. Okay, so here's the box office. I'm just going to ask now. Okay, programme collected. Now I can head back to the Quays Theatre. So I think press are having free drinks here. Okay, so I just got myself an orange juice. Just going to drink this before I head into the show. There's a few crisps out as well. This is a little press area. Okay, so I'm just about to head in now. I'm on road D. Okay, so I'm on row D, seat 15 and 16, so it's the end of the row.
Is that right?
We'll go around. We're just not right in the middle of it.
So, just here. Okay, so I'm now in my seat. I am in the stalls. I'm on row D, seat 16, and I'll show you the view from my seat. It's a really good view. Got my programme, and the show's going to start any minute, so I'll get back to you now in the interval. Okay, so this is my view from my seat. Like I said, the show's going to start any minute, so I'll get back to you at the interval. Okay, so it's now the interval. Got my orange juice. And the show is interesting. It's definitely interesting. It is quite funny, but it does hit on some like hard topics. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Obviously I'll tell you all about it once I get home, but yeah, so far it's good.
Universal, floating planet. We're so skinned that we got to get it. The stars to live in what's gonna feed our kids. Oh, 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 universal, floating planet. We're so skinned that we got to get it. The stars to live in what's gonna feed our kids.
And lots of cars, sell them to our mates, but they won't go far.
With the devil behind, we'll get thrown in a cell and fight 500 quid we'll have to pay.
For plastic companies, you know it's made on the day.
And we'll get thrown in prison
For 28 days.
for cooking. That's just the way. That's the way. Now that's the way that it goes, as we all know. Universal, we're so skin that we're going to get it. 'Cause that's the living what's gonna be our thing. Oh, universal, bloody credit. They need the answer. We're going to get it. 'Cause that's the living what's gonna be our thing. Universal, bloody credit. Not for my kids, no way forget it's a proper living. What's gonna feed my kids? Come on, Stace, let's go feed our kids.
Hi, so I'm now back from the show. Thought I would tell you a little bit about INNIT Musical. So I was kindly invited to the show's press night at the Lowry. It was on in the Quays theatre, which is the Lowry's smaller theatre. I was sat in the stalls. I was on row D, seat 16, and the view was really good from there. The show didn't have any merch really. They were selling posters for £1, and also the programmes, which were £5. that's all that they were selling. So INNIT Musical is actually produced by I4YPC, which stands for INNIT for Young People, and is a young people's arts, education and wellbeing charity. And the charity plans to use their profits from the sale of the tickets for this show to enable marginalised young people from Salford to access the matinee performances for free, which I think is a really good idea. It gets young people into theatre who might not get a chance to go to the theatre or see shows like this, and it might pique their interest in that area. So I think it's a really good initiative to try and get young underprivileged kids into the theatre. So the INNIT Musical was actually written and directed by Mickey Dax, and the show itself is actually loosely based on his life story. So Mickey was just 9 years old when he turned to a life of crime, and by the age of 13 he had joined a Manchester street gang, and he ended up being permanently excluded from school due to a knife crime related incident. So eventually, after a long career in crime, Mickey ended up being jailed for 9 months, and it was this time in prison which made Mickey realise the error of his ways, and he started to turn his life around. So whilst in prison, Mickey started to write poetry, and once he was released, he was encouraged by his probation officer to pursue his writing, and so he joined a creative writing class and he turned his poems into a play, and he then ended up writing the INNIT Musical. So the musical tells the story of Ashley Thompson. He's an 18-year-old boy who lives with his violent alcoholic mother on a council estate in Salford. Ashley is involved with a street gang of scallies, but when he meets a girl named Stacey and they start dating, he decides he wants to turn his life around and become more responsible. But after a violent row with his mother and the disappointment of not being able to land a job, Ashley ends up back in the scally gang. Whilst back in the gang, Ashley helps them plan a robbery of the music shop, but unfortunately this robbery goes wrong. The shop owner ends up getting stabbed, and the scally gang all end up going to prison. So Ashley ends up going to prison for 9 months. Whilst there, he starts to learn the guitar, and this really makes him focus and want to do better on the outside. He also finds out that his girlfriend is pregnant, so he wants a good life for his child and is determined to turn his life around and become a good father and provide for his child by getting a job and leaving the criminal life behind him. So the set for this was quite simple. It had sort of an industrial look to it. There was a big Salford sign on the right hand side of the stage which had an R missing from it. There was 2 industrial looking metallic staircases which were on either side of this sort of like a box type set piece, where on one side it had like a brick wall look to it, but when they turned it round it had a room inside, and so it would have Ashley and his mum's house inside it, and then they'd turn it round again and you would have the music shop inside it. So they used that for any kind of room that they needed to have. Also they used it for the prison as well. So although it was very simple, it was very effective and worked really well for the show. So one of the best things about this musical, I think, was the music. It features an eclectic mix of original songs. There's some really catchy numbers in there like Universal Credit, and that song has been running around in my head ever since I've heard it. There's also some ballads in there. There's a nice ballad called Is It Love, which Stacey, Ashley's girlfriend, sings. I thought that was a nice number. And then there's a hilarious song called In the Slammer, which opens the second act. So there's some really good music numbers in the show. So I thought the cast for the show was really good. I thought Will Bors, who played Ashley, did a really good job. And this was actually his professional debut. And I thought he was really good. He definitely was able to show Ashley's more vulnerable side. So he was able to get the audience to really connect with his character. And you really wanted his character to succeed. So I think he did a really good job in the role. I thought James Smalley, Jack Correll, Tom Gallagher, Oliver Kempley and Connor Darren James all did a fantastic job of the Scally Gang. They're all really funny and I thought really worked really well together as the Scally Gang. Connor Darren James did stand out for me as being one of the funniest of the Scally Gang. His facial expressions alone really got me laughing out loud. I just thought he was really funny as the leader. He was the leader of the Scally Gang. Then we had Ruthie Presh, who played Stacey, who was Ashley's girlfriend. I thought she gave a really heartwarming performance and she also had a really beautiful voice as well, so I thought she did a great job. So then we had Amy Warhurst playing Helly, who is Ashley's alcoholic mother. I thought she delivered a mesmerising performance. She was absolutely hilarious as his mother. She definitely had the audience laughing out loud, but she's also wonderful as well in the more serious moments of her character. Her character does suffer abuse from her ex-partner, so there is some serious sides to her character as well. Okay, so this is probably a good place to show you the programme, and then I can show you the cast biographies in here. Okay, so this is the programme. I actually really like the artwork on this. I think it stands out really well. I really like it. So it says on here, a true tale of hope and redemption in a murky world, written and directed by Mickey Dax. And then it tells you who's done the music and stuff like that. And it says it's on from the 13th to the 23rd of September 2023. So here we have the story behind the story. So this tells you about writer Mickey Dax and his life and how he came to write the musical. Then we have the timeline of the show. So it tells you about different productions. It tells you how it started in May 2006, then in September 2007 they were commissioned to perform in the Lowry studio space. Then in 2009 they did a performance of the show in the Quays Theatre at the Lowry. And then here it's got a slang dictionary, so it has some slang from Salford and what these slang words mean. It then has the cast biographies. So you have Amy Warhurst playing Kelly Thompson, which is Ashley's mother. You have James Smalley as Finley, one of the gang members. Leslie Davidoff as JK. He was the music shop owner. You have Ruthie Presh Lane as Stacey Stevens. She is Ashley's girlfriend. You have William Bors as Ashley Thompson. And this is his debut, professional debut. Then we had Bobby Owen Burns as Murphy. Grace Henshelwood as Mrs. Higgins and Ensemble. Nancy Stolt as Leanne / Ensemble. Connor Darren James as Sean Chadwick, who was the head of the Scally Gang. Barry Ryan English as Smithy. He was Ashley's cellmate in prison. Jack Carroll as Reese, one of the Scally Gang. Yvonne Denny as Tony Thompson and ensemble, Taylor Danson as ensemble and movement direction, Com Gallagher as Aidan, one of the Scally gang, and Oliver Kempley as Dylan, another one of the Scally gang. And then you have the creative team. You also have some production shots, rehearsal shots. There you go, these are all rehearsal shots. You have your musical numbers here. So in Act 1 you've got Prelude, you've got Welcome to Salford, May Seem Mean, Is It Love, Universal Credit, I Brought You Up Nice, I Really Love Me Ma'am, Wrong Side of the Law, Corporate Puppet Land, Mama I'm Back, 4 Years and Years, You're Better Than This, Is It Love Reprise, and The Robbery. Then in Act 2 you've got The Slammer, His Majesty's Pleasure, It's Top Being a Scally, Killing Time, Things Are Gonna Be Different, May Seem Mean Reprise, Why Did They Have to Do It, Never Want to Return, The Slammer Reprise, and Ran Towards the Darkness. And then here you've got the lyrics to the song Universal Credit and Never Wanted to Return as well. Then you've got some adverts, the acknowledgements, more acknowledgements, and then you've got information about I4YPC, which stands for In It for Young People, and they're the producers of the show, and they're also a charity, like I said at the beginning, and there's some information about the charity, about the In It Creative Hub, and then it got about the trustees of the charity here, and then how to support the charity, and that is your program. I think that is a really nice program. There's lots of information in there, and yeah, definitely worth the £5. I think there's a lot of information in that. So overall I really enjoyed the show. There were some aspects of the show that I thought maybe could be a bit tighter, such as a transition between scenes. I thought maybe that could be a bit tighter. Also, the pace of the second half really slowed down from the first. The first half was a really good pace, and the second half just really slowed. There were some scenes which seemed to really drag on, such as the scene where Ashley meets his cellmate for the first time. I thought that scene just seemed to drag on, just seemed to take forever. And then also the scene where Ashley is apologising to the music shop owner for the robbery. I also thought that scene just seemed to also really drag on and just slowed down the pace of the show. However, other than that, I thought it was a really good show. I loved the story. I thought it was really funny. And yeah, I thought it was a good show. And it's also a good cause of trying to get young people into theatre. So I think for that, I would definitely give the show 4-star. Definitely worth a watch, especially if you're from Salford. It has a lot of Salford slang in there. I think if you're from the area, you definitely will enjoy the show. So the INNIT Musical is on at the Lowry until the 23rd of September. I'll leave links in the description box where you can buy tickets for the show. I'll also link to the I4YPC's website if you'd like to learn more about the show and about their plans for the show as well. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this little vlog review. If you do enjoy vlogs and reviews, then please do so consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell, and you'll be notified when any of my other videos goes up. I do lots of vlog review videos on my channel. I currently have a few that need to go up from when I went to London. I've got a few more shows planned over the next coming weeks as well. So yeah, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.